Hey, Chris Cavalier here. Welcome back to the Darkest Dungeon. So we have opened up the blacksmith, we have opened up the guild, we actually upgraded the blacksmith so we can upgrade weapons. Let's take a quick look to see who we're going to bring along on this next adventure. So we have four options. We have the Ruins. We can pick up a Houndmaster only, Agility Whistle, which would be nice if we had a Houndmaster, which we don't. We could go after the Book of Rage, except for that item is only useful if your hit points are below 25%. And in addition to that, I think you have you're a little bit more susceptible to bleed and blight. So that is it's an uncommonly horrible item, so we're not going to go after that. The Debuff Amulet. Plus 30% debuff skill chance and a plus 30% debuff resist, and you also lose 2 dodge. Not a big fan of the debuffs usually. You know, I guess it does have potential. There are classes that it could be useful for. You know, it's an option. It is a medium-length dungeon in the Ruins. Or we could go to the Weald, and there is a Drifter's Buckle. Highwaymen only. We have 2 Highwaymen. It gives them a bonus to disarm traps, gives them some additional dodge ability, and it reduces their stress heal a little bit, which is not that big of a deal, especially if we're mostly doing short dungeons. So anyways, we're going to go to the Weald since it opened up. We have not been there as of yet. We're going to go check things out. We're going to take a look at what we want to do with our group. So you can sort your characters or your roster by their level, by their stress level, by their class, so you can see they'll group up together, or by their activity, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense because when they're doing something, it's pretty obvious. Anyways, I try to level everybody up relatively at the same time, so I would like to have Rawolf not go out on a quest, or Cuthgrow or Bethguth, because they are out leveling everybody else right now, and you'll see why that becomes important later on. I do suggest that as a means of keeping all of your whole roster roughly the same level. If you say level up certain people too much, eventually, let's say if we got to level 3, a level 3 character can't go on a level 1 dungeon. They'll say, oh, it's beneath me. I don't want to go. So anyways, when you run into that, you start running into the problem of, well, geez, if he can't go, who else can go? And if nobody can go, you're almost forced to go back to the stagecoach and pick up guys and then start dropping people that are not fitting into your plans. Or you have to get very creative with how you build your group, which you can do, especially now since we have unlocked the guild. And you'll see we're going to go take a look at that as soon as possible here. So let's go with Lywald, Burbar. Is that what I want to do? I kind of end up with a goofy group here. Yeah, let's go ahead. Let's go with Britchel and go ahead with Grimnia. Grimnia, that's what it was. You know, it's not probably the best group for this particular dungeon. The dungeons do have a concentration of monsters that are susceptible or weak to particular attacks. Particularly the Warrens and the Weald work better if, say, you have a bleed attack, whereas the Ruins and the Cove, it works better if you have a blight attack. So the Plague Doctor focuses on a blight attack, which means that she is less effective in the Weald. The Highwayman does have a bleed attack, but he does some other great attacks that will work as well. So anyways, that is who we are going to bring. So it's going to be the 4 new guys. We're going to go see if they have any abilities. Because see, we can't upgrade their weapons as of yet. We could upgrade someone that is level 1, but we're not bringing them, so we're not going to go spending that money yet. So anyways, we go to the guild here, since it is now unlocked. Burbar has these 4 abilities. He has Chop, Hew, Withstand, and Solemnity. So he can use those 4 abilities, but we could pay 1,000 gold a pop and potentially get him other abilities. So some of these abilities become less useful because we took corpses out of the whole combat thing. So like this one here, clear all corpses. Well, Yeah, we're not using corpses, so that kind of becomes a little bit worthless. So it does save you some money and some possible strategy, but anyways, that's what we're going to do. Revenge. Let's see, it buffs up his damage, buffs his accuracy, but makes him less resistant to damage. He'll end up taking more damage in the long run. Intimidate is going to be a debuff, where he's going to reduce someone's damage and accuracy. Well, in this group, we need him to do damage, so we are not actually going to pick up any new abilities for him. Liewald is probably going to be a different factor here. So as I said, the wield, we want to do bleed attack. So we have open vein, which he does not have unlocked, so we're going to unlock that. Okay, so here it talks about remapping your combat skills, and it does not go into great depth or any type of, I don't know, solution that you would find useful. Probably it basically says heroes can only have 4 active combat skills at a time. Toggle the skills on and off to change your loadout, and watch how it changes that hero's positional strength in the display above. Okay, so this does have a small factor. We'll go over it here in a minute. Let's see, tracking shot is something that we don't need. We probably won't equip, so we're going to leave that off. We'll probably get it eventually, but it's not an item or a skill that we need real bad. Interesting, Grimnia has my 4 favorite Vestal skills already. So he has Judgment, which is kind of a vampiric attack where it does some damage. And then she gains back a percentage of that with a heal, or not, I shouldn't even say a percentage. She's going to gain 3 hit points whether she does 1 damage or she does 100 damage. But it is vampiric in nature. She has a stunning attack, which we are quite familiar with, the Dazzling Light. She has a single target heal, and she has a party heal. So she is good there. We're not going to pick up anything additional. Britchel, let's see here. She does not have the Noxious Blast, which I kind of like. I don't know if it's as useful in this run. I'm going to pick up Incision. That might be her main attack in this run, especially when we fight blight-resistant creatures. Let's see, that stun could be very useful. You know, I might go with that as well. It's a blinding gas. It affects the 3rd and 4th rank of the opposing line, and it has a chance to stun them. We're going to go with that. This Noxious Blast is probably not going to be something that we need in this particular run, so we are not going to get it yet. And the reason I don't go ahead and just buy everything is that money is a limiting factor early on in the game, and with death being a common occurrence, you don't spend money unless it's going to be of some value to you. So anyways, let's go ahead and go to our quest. We're going to go with Liewald in the 1st rank, which you're saying he is not our tanky type. Burbar, the leper, is our tanky guy. So why is he going 2nd? We'll explain that in a minute. So put Britchel in the 3rd rank and Grimnia in the 4th rank. So anyways, we're going to go here. We're going to unselect everything, and we're going to remap our abilities. So you can see right now it says preferred position, and nothing, and preferred target, nothing. So if we go ahead and say put in point blank shot, it's saying, well, geez, he does best if he's in the front rank, and he can only hit the guy in the front rank of the enemy. So anyways, that's how that kind of works. So here it's going to say, well, geez, those 3 spots are worth the best. Those 2 spots are where he attacks the best. So anyways, then if we put point blank in there, then it says, oh, rank 1 is his best spot, because both of his attacks are effective from that position. And then both of his attacks are able to affect that front rank. So anyways, that's kind of how the preferred position and preferred target work. Hopefully I explained that in a manner that you're going to be able to remember. And Liewald, the Nymphomania. Alright, man. We will have to make sure you visit the brothel at some point. Let's see here. What else do we want? So the Duelist Advance is nice if you have your party get out of order, which I don't know if we've had that happen yet in any of our runs, but if you get out of order, having these abilities that say forward 1 or backward whatever, they can jump around in the rank with that attack. I think we have, the Jester had an attack like that with Scion. Scion actually was able to move forward and backward with his attacks a little bit. So anyways, that becomes a Nice option if you run into that problem. As people try to move you around. So the Grape Shot Blast was nice. Let's see here. The Leopard does have an AoE attack. You know, they could combine that and do some damage with it, but for some reason I just don't see that as being our major thing. So let's go with the Duelist Advance. And the Duelist Advance also works nice with the Point Blank Shot, which you will see how effective that particular attack is. Let's see, Burbar is set. Britchel. Let's see here. We kind of went and picked up some stuff from her. So she's going to have the Plague Grenade. She's going to have the Blinding Gas. It sounds bad. Incision, which you use after you have had Blinding Gas to release it. And let's see here. She could actually use that buff. That buff with the Highwaymen could be worth her coming along altogether. You know, we might go ahead and do that. That could work. That could work out where that is effective. Interesting. We'll try it. And our Vestal's good to go. We can hit our little treasure box down here, see if we have any cool items. Oh, our Leper can use his healing armlet. I guess we did pick it up and I forgot about it. So all heals that he... Okay, it helps when I get on the Leper. So he will get a plus 30% heal, or plus 30% to any heal that he receives, which is good. Ooh, and so we could give her the Chirurgeon's Charm, and she will have a plus 20% to her heal skills. Okay, could be interesting. Not the greatest trinkets of all time, needless to say. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and take 7 torches. We will take 12 food, 2 shovels, 2 anti-venom, 2 bandages, some medicinal herbs, a skeleton key, and I think we're good. We're good. The Wield. A well-placed supply item can often protect against the hazards of interactive objects you encounter. Yes, we know that one. We know that one.
Corruption has soaked the soil, sapping all good life from these groves. Let us burn out this evil.
The evil will no longer be evil after we have de-evilized it. We have come to save this place from itself. Okay, so I popped the anti-venom in the tree. It protected us from the poisonous sap, and we get cool stuff. Okay. Oh, some more herbs, some gold. Here we go. Oh, there you see we have our guys now all out of order. So the question is, oh, I can use Blight on these guys. So these guys are susceptible to Blight, or I could stun them. What is going to be the best choice? I kind of like the stun option here. So you can see we got the sparklers. It's the 4th of July. Okay, so now he is out of... So, since he's back in the 3rd rank, he actually has abilities he can use. But if we use Duelist Advance, we will throw her back into the 3rd rank, which is kind of a better spot for her. In fact, I don't think she has anything she can use in the 3rd rank, except for the party heal, which we haven't took any damage yet. So yeah, we're gonna have him jump forward. Let's see, who do I want to attack? Attack him. Okay, so now she actually has an effective attack. See, she can stun, or let's see here, stun is not a bad choice, I don't think. She could try to direct damage this guy. It's not going to put him down. She could direct damage him and try to set him up to put both of them down with one shot. Let's do that. Maybe a bit on the risky side. We might take a little bit of damage in the process, but it could be an efficient maneuver. So we're going to go ahead and use this Hue attack. It attacks the first 2 ranks of the opposing line. You know, the chance of doing the damage we need is not great. That idea was much better in theory. Okay, so why is his damage so bad? It is 6 to 12. Let's see, could... Oh. Why don't you have a sword that's not broke? What the hell is your sword? Rusted Executioner's Sword. It's not rusted. It has a little tip broken off. It's kind of like your fingers and the rest of your appendages. They're all falling apart because you're a leper. I need somebody that is more useful than you. Okay, so we're gonna knock him down a bit. Here we're gonna get the Fusilier bullets in our ears, which is not cool. Let's see here, the grape shot. No, that's right, I didn't take the grape shot. What is going to be our best maneuver here? So he could do 3 to 7, a good chance of a crit. He could do an attack that bleeds. He could do the advance. He's going to do the bleed attack. And that's going to kill him on his turn. Slice and dice is kind of nasty. Let's see, I could stun both those guys again, or I could do a plague grenade on them. A plague on both their houses. I think we're going to go with the stun. And that was totally ineffective, and we're going to pay for it.
The slow death, unforeseen.
Okay, now you're going to do your hew. Start mowing through these soft Fusilier guys back here. Let's see, you could kill him. I like that. Oh, that didn't work. Maybe should have healed. Okay, let's go ahead and do this damage bonus since that's all you can do. Plus 25% damage. So what you're going to do is you're going to jump ahead like a mad fool. Good job. Let's see if you can't do something here. I could have him heal himself, but... Oh, that works. Okay. So we did not necessarily survive that totally unscathed. But we're doing alright. Here we got a...
yourself, a victim to the spreading corruption, malformed with misintent.
You said it. You said it exactly. We need more gold. Why don't they give us more gold? We could go dark. We could just forgo the torchlight and get more treasure. That is an option. It's a dangerous option, but an option nonetheless. Okay, I think we need to throw some heals out. I got these guys out of order still. That's not good. Oh yeah, pull them forward 1. Just 1. Oh, I said just 1. So we're going to do the pistol shots. The pistol shot is a incredible ability. Excellent damage. Now I have the totally wrong guy in the wrong spot. You move forward. Oh, he can actually attack from here. That's not bad. Let's go ahead and attack this guy. These guys have an ability where they can duplicate themselves. So they're kind of nice to get rid of. Okay, so he's not doing his special maneuver for that. So he will actually die in his turn. Which means you can start stabbing her. And you can heal somebody. You need to stay on top of that. See, you don't want to advance because you'll get in her way. You could open a vein on somebody. Really good move. Works excellent. Okay, now she starts to lose effectiveness being in the front row. Front rank. She can still use her stress attack, which is annoying. Okay, we're gonna open a vein. Let's see how you like it when you're... maybe he cut her shirt. Maybe that's what he actually did, is cut her shirt. Okay, so we survived that. Taking a bit of damage. Let's see if we can pick up something with some bleed resist here. So the question is, who has... So he has no dodge to begin with. We'll put it on him. Okay, so what do we want to do with this group here? So you need to go back there. You need to go there. There, we're finally back in order. Took me a while. 100% of room battles, so that means we need to basically check out all these rooms since we can't get any scouting to work for us. We're not picking up much gold. Ooh, and you found it. Good job. Good job there, Britchel. You found the trap when no one else could. I am impressed with the diligence. Must be that big beak was sticking out and tripped the trap. You're our official trap finder now. Should go Britchel the Beak. That's what I know. I know there was a nickname in there somewhere. Okay, 500 gold. Finally, something that is somewhat decent. We're gonna keep our torchlight up, and I guess that's gonna make us hungry. Okay, Britchel the Beak. Britchel the Beak.
Lie in wait.
At least he resisted the blight.
Men thirsting for blood.
Okay, there we got a scouting chance. So we're gonna have 2 curios and an encounter. Okay, we do find some stuff. Okay, that's great. We needed some of those. So we're gonna pop a torch, keep on moving. Okay, let's check this out. Come on, come on. Throw some anti-venom in the tree, and we get 1,000 gold and 2 deeds. Well, this should be an easy fight. There's only 3 of them. We outnumber them. Okay, I think we're gonna go ahead and cut him and get him bleeding. Let's see, we could shoot him, or we could get him bleeding more. The rabble is one of the least dangerous of all creatures in the game, so we might just go ahead and bleed him. See, now we got 3 damage bleeding, so he's going to survive unless, and I'm thinking we stun her. I like that idea. Okay, so now he is going to do his hew and hopefully take out those 2. Not quite. Not quite. The bump in the night. And Lywald feels it. And that is because he is a highwayman. He gets the bump in the night. Only fitting. Our Britchel does some damage. Okay, now, Lywald, this is what we need you to do. You need to cut her apart. Okay, so she's not going to survive. Do some direct damage to the bonehead, and we're out of here. Like I said, we're out of here. Okay, some decent items there. Looks like our last fight is going to be in this last room, so we're going to have explored everything. Okay, that's good. Might as well use a torch now.
The way is lit. The path is clear. Require only the strength to follow it.
Should be another easy fight. Go ahead, get him bleeding. Oh, he resisted. Do not this stressful incantation. You witch. You acolyte of a cult of some kind. Okay, so we can bleed or blast. Bleed or blast. We're gonna try to bleed. We should have blasted. Try to put him down a little bit farther. That's right, he wasn't bleeding in the first place. We're bleeding though. You're gonna bleed too? Yep, you're gonna bleed too. So let's see here. We do have bandages. I think we can get by without using them though. Nice hew. Let's see. We might as well try to bleed him. Oh, nice shot. Britchel the Beak. The trap finder. Okay, that is not a big deal because he can move. He can jump around, which he will do. Is that what I want to do? Yeah, we'll do that. Was not effective, so maybe she could throw out a heal. Might as well. We will have one more fight, so we want to be healed up a little bit. We have a little food that we could use. Okay. Burbar. For the glory of your order. Okay, we'll take that. One short. You're always one digit short, aren't you, Burbar? I shouldn't give you too much of a hard time. You're doing pretty good for us. Are they worth using a bandage on? Might as well. I know it's like nothing, but we're almost done, and those resell for like 5 gold. Okay, so we have a grave here. We have a shovel. We will dig it up. Obviously. Oh, we find a bunch of gems. Like that maneuver. Okay. Oh, we should have had the food before I went in. Slight mistake on my part. Just trying to move too fast. Okay, so she could stun. That is a good move here, I think. Yep, there we would have had one stress attack on us. Let's see here. You are not in the front rank. That is a bit annoying. I am not pleased. Shoot her. Good shot. Let's see. Attack her ineffectively. I'm not happy. Let's see, you can attack somebody. Let's see, you can't actually drop them. These guys have a 33% protection. So they are a little bit tough to do damage to. It's one of those times where you wish you had some debuff ability, which is in the game, it's just that we don't have that with these particular characters. So we're actually going to want to blight these guys, which we're not going to be able to do because I didn't take that blight. And what do you know, they start talking about it. Monsters with high protection. Some monsters have high protection, which absorbs attack damage. Dots, or damage over times, which in the game is blight or bleed, ignore protection and are effective means to take down these highly armored opponents. If only we had someone that could do attacks such as that. Holy moly! We did not need that. So these guys are highly resistant to blight attacks. So it kind of makes that particular strategy not so great. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a plague grenade on these two. And that will end up finishing her off. Okay, thank you for attacking him. Okay, so she needs to get a heal on him. Which that probably isn't even enough to be worth doing. Let's see here, what can you do? You could give yourself some protection, you could heal yourself a little bit, or you could try to destroy him, which is what we're going to do. Okay, so she's going to try to pull Britchel the Beak. The Britchel the Beak is now in the front row. Not something that we wanted. Let's go ahead. Oh, that was not good. So Britchel the Beak is going to get attacked. See, if she can actually cause a bleed, which is an effective attack against these guys, that'll kill him. She will get attacked. Okay, what do we want to do? We could throw a stun up on her, which would make it so we don't get any stress attack this next turn. Let's do that. Ineffective. One thing nice about heal is it always hits. I'm glad he resisted. It's always bad when the leper's way out of position, because they can't do anything to move. Okay, we're starting to work on this front guy here. Let's try to open up a cut on him. You know, he is not going to survive, so they're both gone. So Britchel the Beak. We now have a bleed and a blight. I think here we're gonna go with the highest crit attack to try relieving stress. Does not work. And we put him out of position, which is not good. What's her highest one? So this is gonna be her highest stress attack, or highest crit attack, which could relieve stress. Didn't work out that way, but we complete the map. Was there any item here to pick up? Yeah, there is something. Something which I don't think is really going to be of any use to us. A pristine fountain. This should reduce some stress, I think. It does. So the leper reduced some stress. We pick up the unmovable helmet, which was actually one of the... No, that wasn't a reward option. So anyways, if we ever find a bounty hunter, which we don't have as of yet, he would have a plus 30 move resist and a plus 20 move skill chance. So anyways, we are done with this dungeon. We are leaving. We are trying to leave.
Driving out corruption is an endless battle, but one that must be fought.
Endless indeed, Caretaker. So we net just over 7,000 gold. I shouldn't say net, but we pick up 7,000 gold in the dungeon. Looks like we pick up 14... No, that's not 14. 15 heirloom items. We get this Drifter's Buckler, which is a decent item. I like anything that helps your trap or scout. Very useful. So we have everybody pick up a level, which is good. Lywald now has a fear of beasts. Burbar is irrepressible. He has a bonus to his virtue chance, which means if we reach 0 hit points, he will have a better chance of having a good thing happen. Britchel now experiences religious visions and delusions. Great, Britchel. And you have a bonus to scout in the Warrens, which I wonder if those two are tied, the Warrens may be a holy place of sorts, for Britchel at least. And Grimnia, fitting her name of being grim, is now fascinated with corpses. Excellent, Grimnia. We will find you many corpses that are walking and moving that you must destroy.
There is a great horror beneath the manor. A crawling chaos that must be destroyed.
Don't worry, Grimnia is on top of it, Caretaker. She is all about those corpses. Okay, so the Sanitarium is now unlocked, the Cove has been unlocked, the Warrens has been unlocked. So 2 dungeons unlocked. The Sanitarium is a place where we can get rid of diseases and our negative quirks, and we can lock in positive quirks. I'm sure we'll have a pop-up on that as soon as we visit it. We had 4 characters achieve first level, and that is pretty much that. Okay, let's go ahead and check out the Sanitarium. Treatment. The Sanitarium is most often used to remove negative quirks and treat diseases, but you can also use it to reinforce a positive quirk, which will lock into place and prevent new positive quirks from displacing it. You can lock a maximum of 3 positive quirks per hero. So it is actually very expensive to lock in a positive quirk. I will show you. Maybe, possibly. So if I wanted to lock in his Hard Noggin, it would cost 7,500 gold. We only have 15,000, so it is not a money well spent unless you find something that is amazing, which they basically just get replaced out by other positive quirks. You know, at some point we may try to lock in positive quirks, but it's going to be a while. So anyways, the medical ward here, we can actually try to get rid of diseases. Let's see, I think we did have some odd ailments that we may potentially want to get rid of. See, the creeping cough is minus 20% damage. Actually, the thing for her we would want to get rid of is the yips. Let's see. Tippler, what's a tippler? Oh, in town will only drink. Who wants to drink with a leper? Probably get the bar to himself. It's fragile as well. Oh man. That is a bad one for him. Fear of beasts is pretty annoying. As, yeah, Lywald, you're a hurting unit. Yips, Necromania, and a Gambler. I can only imagine gambling with her with the Yips. Unbelievable. Fear of the Unholy, Hieromania. Experiences delusions. So let's see. We have the Creeping Cough. I guess we only have that one disease. Let's see here. What? The Kleptomaniac bothers me just about more than anything. However, the Yips is pretty bad. Let's see. So Grimnia. I think both Vestals have the Yips. So I think we're going to try to get rid of on Grimnia first. Bethguth would be their next Vestal to bring out if we need a healer, I think. Yeah, not real impressed with our options here. So let's go ahead and do this. It's going to reduce the cost of that.
Curious methodologies and
Could
apparatus
reduce it
can
twice.
calm even the most tormented soul.
I think we'll do it. Save some money. Saving money's good. Okay, so now let's see here. What do we got for options here? Well, maybe that wasn't what I should have did. Well, I guess we don't need a zillion Vestals. And we don't need a bunch of Jesters. So let's see here. What do I want to pick up? She is clumsy and enlightened. I kind of like that. Anytime you don't eat less food, it's good. It's more food for me, less food for everybody else. However, her clumsy is kind of annoying. The off guard you can live with. So we might pick her up. So we're going to need to name her.
Pious and unrelenting.
Let's see here. What is a good name for her? What do we like for her? Let's go ahead and keep on looking, I think. You know, it's just not great choices, really. Oh, here we go. Here we go. I don't know if I can even duplicate this one or not, but we'll try. Ruthryth! Ruthryth the Vessel. A mighty name for a mighty cause. Okay, so there we got Ruthryth. We are 11 out of 12. You know, I don't think it's even worth picking these two up. You know, I could pick up her, I guess. There's two things that seems like you're always short on. It's healers and tanks. Now, you can make do without them, but I can tell you the last time I did make do without them, I had a character die. So I'm thinking we could pick her up just in case.
Battle, pious and unrelenting.
Exactly, Caretaker. You said it. So we're going to pick her up. We're not going to name her because we may potentially not keep her. If that makes sense. Let's see here. Next time, we can choose between 4 different dungeons. We got the Ruins, we got the Weald, we got the Warrens, we have the Cove. 1 dungeon is available for each of them. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at that, figure out which party is going to be best to handle that situation. Eventually we will get to looking at bringing out unique combinations and trying to do fun things of that sort. Now that we're building up some money, we can actually unlock some other talents and skills for different characters, and they can become more useful and more versatile in their overall usage. So anyways, I would like to thank you for watching The Darkest Dungeon. I am Chris Cavalier.